Lagos can proudly say is financially autonomous. Okay. No more dependency. There are some critics then who thought Lagos might not survive. We went to the bond market, we raised the bond. At the time I referred to them as financial illiterates because they didn't know what the infrastructure bond is for. In mutual, any state, any nation, any organization that must succeed cannot use to afford short-term money to finance long-term projects. They are going to go further into the hole and go into bankruptcy faster. They're going to find a long-term fund for a long-term project. They thought it was a Miranda game or a Coca-Cola socket. But unfortunately, they didn't know better. By the time I left office, that bond was redeemed fully with 22 billion in the kitty in the sinking fund to be able to guarantee another bond of 257 billion. If that is not total recovery, if that is not total recovery, call it any other name. I'm ready to write my economic autobiography, but be there. Lagos is arrived. Then, because if you are credit body, you know what credit worthiness is. Before they can post you a bond of 7 years for 257 billion naira, it means you have standard and quality. It means you are credit money. It means you have a AAA minus, if not more. That's it. In the state that is not lending to economic sector. So, Lagos is succeeding. The foundation is rock solid. And we are building the block. But all of that, whatever level of structure that we might have, I take it from management of layer. Some of you are finance and MBA students will have come across of LearJet in leadership. Okay, it's a case study. I don't want to waste your time by going back into that full forward. But to summarize it was Lear developed the jet. It developed the organization. What becomes LearJet? An executive jet. Executive jet doesn't exist. It didn't exist that time. And he, as aeronautical engineer and all of that, he put the company together. They tried on the first 24 aircraft for executive jets. Out of the 24 they launched, 4 on the first 58 hours trip, flight hours, 4 crashed. So the Federal Aviation here had to grant all the jets. So the air company was going bankrupt. It's nothing. They researched into the fold and the courses and all of that. They did all the groundwork and the idea. Now come who will do the test. The test flight. So who will do the test flight? He had only 3 people to volunteer to do the test flight. Here comes Mr. Lee himself in the boardroom when he had only 3 people out of 38 solid, well-trained pilots. But instead of assigning it, instead of asking them, any of those 3, he didn't even blame the rest. Instead of asking them to take that risk, he said, I developed, I built the foundation of this company, I'm going to do the flight trial myself. I took the risk, I live with the risk. He took the flight trial. About 8 hours later, he was nose diving, he was going to crash and die. And that was the moment he discovered the error. He forced the plane to land, corrected the error, and ever since, Lear has been one of the most successful ventures in America, in the world. Leadership. That is leadership quality. That is courage. That is the ability to take the risk. If you don't kill the fear and conquer the fear, you cannot make a case. So no matter how much successful we have been, a leader can be noted for the brick and mortar and all the mosques and the skylines of Chicago, New York, Delhi. You can really relate to that. But if you have no good other managers that you have developed, if you have no good successor that can succeed without you or with you, that can really build on the vision you might sing together, you can never achieve full success. So it's only now that we have a successful, many of my friends who are here and not here blamed me when I faced a political crisis of nominating who was going to succeed me. I did. I took the risk, and the risk is yielding, and Lagos is succeeding. So we have a very successful successor. And we equally have built a very, very unique model of governance for the rest of the country to emulate. Of the company you can relate to. You can relate to John Deere here, and you can relate to Caterpillar here. You can relate to International Harvester here. So you can relate to your, is it lawnmower? So we have a model of lawnmower and the house. The house must not fall apart. The lawn must stay manicured. And the house must be solid. That's the model. Fashola to take care of the job and be the lawnmower. Bola Tinubu to take the grass and clean the shrubs. The House of Assembly to be the sprinkler and get the grass to continue to be green. The job is well divided and we are doing it well. If we are tired, we'll let you know.